Welcome to the Mind and the Machine podcast. Warning for adults only.
Brian Lee Nash, welcome to the Mind and the Machine podcast. Long time coming for me, and I want to introduce you to the world as well. Everyone, this is Brian Lee Nash, co-host of the Mind and the Machine, as we sit here and wait on Mr. Fred Taylor, Toxic, the producer. A nice, welcoming episode for us, Brian, and thanks for joining and helping me bring in the day.
Yeah, excited to be here. Thanks for getting this started. And was that toxic?
Yeah.
I can't see him. Oh, he had to admit him, yeah.
Toxic!
Hey,
What's up, toxic?
what's up? What's up?
What's going on? There he is.
RJ, what up, big bro?
What's going on, brother?
Oh man, you already know, man. I'm just over here trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Me and Brian was just sitting here trying to get the nerves out of our first episode. And when I said, hey, thank God Toxic's coming here, we're both jumbling over here. But that's all right. We're going to get the kinks out. You know me, I'm usually behind the camera. Hell, I've got to do it a little bit better, but we're going to get it straight. And
right.
I'm glad you can make it. And I'm so happy to see all the things you're doing. And as you can see, Mr. Brian Lee Nash is here with me.
Absolutely. How you doing, Brian? Pleasure,
I'm
man.
good. Yeah, pleasure. It's good to see you.
Absolute.
Well, Tox, I mean, go ahead and we've seen you. I mean, obviously, you and I have a long history together. We've been working together on different projects ever since, I guess, the Halloween special way back when at the former Excalibur there in Chicago. Way back when we rocked the doors off the place. But
Oh, we rocked the doors off.
yeah, I told them, man, these people don't have no idea. I'll blow the doors off the place, but they'll get a good idea in Brazil. But anyway, Tox, it's all about you tonight. And if you could just tell me and Brian a little bit about what's been going on since, you won the Grammy with Cardi B. Here we are talking to you on the eve, really the month of the release of your album Holy. And I apologize for the mic because my wireless is not working, Doc, so I
Oh, no,
apologize.
that's okay. That's okay. You sound good on that mic, RJ.
I appreciate it, brother. Woo! Anyway, I'll let you go ahead and kind of tell us where you've been and with this album since you made the release.
Yeah, man, I've been really making some real positive moves in the city of Chicago and abroad, man, with the album. People have been really receiving it well. And so I've been really happy because I've been touching the people, you know what I'm saying, in a way that I didn't expect to, but I guess God brought me to this place to do it. You know what I mean? I was in the hospital. Matter of fact, tomorrow will be the 1 year anniversary of when I was in the hospital. When I went to the hospital, April 10th of last year, 2025. I was admitted into the hospital. I have diverticulitis or ticulosis, not ticulitis. And so with that, you develop these little pockets in your intestines or whatever. It's from poor diet, it's from not drinking enough water, it's from a bunch of things, you know what I mean? But basically your intestines are if they get inflamed, they can bleed. You know what I mean? And so what ended up happening was I went to the hospital with blood in my stool. Got there and had to stay for 14 days because they couldn't find where I was bleeding at. I had 8 blood transfusions, and they still didn't find where I was bleeding at. The only way I stopped bleeding was God's hands was on me and he stopped it 100%. With that being said, it led me to understand that I needed to, first of all, tell my story, talk about what happened to me, and tell how good God is. And when you need him, he's there for you. but also to be able to be a voice for the young people of Chicago because there's so much crime going on that I felt like I had a platform where I could talk to these kids in a way that others probably can't. And so I set my mission on what God has brought me to, and that is to speak, talk, and be a voice out here instead of being in the studio just locked in and not saying nothing, you know?
Well, that's one of the things that I was telling Brian, and I'll let Brian chime in after this. But I mean, that's one of the things I was telling Brian about you as a human when I was talking to you about putting Brian, to talk about some solutions about criminal justice when he comes on your podcast on
Yes,
the Ability Network.
yes.
So, that's fascinating, man. Brian, you got any questions, regarding that?
No, I love your mission. I'm so glad you made it. You're such a good guy, and you're doing talented and good work. And I love
Thank
that you're getting the community and trying to reach people. Ideally before they get to me, right, where they catch criminal charges or whatever, and anything like that. So I love that, like, because I find that so much trauma and so much of these things that people experience are from um, habits, and then they get stuck in a cycle and they can't get out. So I love that you're trying, you're with your music and your mission and all that. I really appreciate that, and I salute you on that.
thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. And I think and one of the other things is I'm from a part of of Chicago that's called Holy City. Uh,
Mm.
it's where like it's actually uh where the organized gangs, I wouldn't even call them gangs, but I say organized units of people began, you know what I'm saying? And it was called Holy City. Although they turned it into something else, it's gangs now and it means something else. Back then it meant something totally different. So that's why they call it Holy City. And it's near I was raised on 18th and Avers, 16th and Pulaski. People that know, you know what I'm saying, what that is. So and so that's why I named my album Holy, for those two reasons, because God is my Lord and Savior, and He saved me in this situation, but also because I'm from Holy City. So and then I'm speaking directly to those people and to everybody in Chicago and to all the ghettos and hoods in the world, saying, look, it's time to stop the killing. And if I know I'm not gonna reach everybody, man. I'll be unrealistic to think so. But if I could reach some, and just one person or two kids, I can help or change, you know, I've done good work. You know what I mean? So that's really where I'm at in my life, man. And so I put my foot in my album. I did the best work that I wanted to do. I wasn't really listening to nothing. I was just doing what I felt was dope. You know what I'm saying? And hey, everybody like it.
That's awesome. That's
Well,
awesome.
Patrick,
Go ahead.
I have to ask you, Brian, before you go anywhere. I didn't mean to butt in, but Brian, have you noticed that he's wearing our clothes?
What?
Pop is
There-
wearing our clothes, Brian.
yeah,
Pop, where the hell is our clothes?
yeah. Where's ours?
I'm sending this to y'all, man. I got them already lined up, RJ.
Perfect.
I know how you is, so I gotta definitely send it out there, man. I promise.
You know, I gotta represent in the hood down here. I'm on the bayou, man. I mean, until we
Hey,
get the
hey,
studio
RJ,
set
they
up.
better recognize, I know you. You my brother for real, so they better recognize who you are. You dig what I'm saying?
I try to teach them, but I've been gone a long time, and I think they're half scared of what might happen next. But that's down the road in another episode probably. But
Hey,
look,
hey,
I appreciate everything you're doing as well, Talks. But go back to let Brian speak a little bit. I was just noticing he
right.
looks ass in these damn clothes, and I should be wearing the same hat, the same hoodie.
Yeah, yeah. You
Brian, you
you
bro.
will be 100%. I got you, RJ, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your style. I just want to say I love the intersection, right, of your stories and how you have the experience. You're led by God, healed, and then also the city. Like that's such a powerful combination. I think another combination is, you know, I think two universal things that can really help youth and help people that are struggling, music and opportunities, right? So I think it's such a beautiful thing that you're out, sharing. You're not just trying to keep everything for yourself. You're sharing. You're doing it by example and sharing your music, and people can see you and see your what you've done with your life. I just love that, and um, but yeah, just keep it up, man. It's
Yeah, and I'm forever trying to um get better, you know what I'm saying? For lack of better words, and expand and continue to grow in God's light, but also just in the light of understanding that, when you have a platform and when you're able to actually help, do what you can to help, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes just words sometimes can be so helpful, and that's why I knew, like, with my album, I could talk to these kids in a different way because I've actually been in their shoes. I've actually done a lot of the things that they're doing. I've actually woke up every morning with the same mentality that they had every single morning. And that changed for me, obviously with maturity, but also with God's help, it changed me. And that's the message I have for them, because you need that in your life, man. You need the morality of understanding what God's word wants you to do, and understand that He is powerful and He can help you in any situation, man. He can be there for you. So, and some of our kids don't have that in their lives because they look to the rap music or to music sometimes as the guide to what they need to do in their lives. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I want to add to that, Tox. I mean, a lot of people, talk to, as a producer, what I'm trying to do with Voss.
Yes.
That's it. Always, you see me work for years, spend millions of dollars trying to
Yes.
get program to speak because of the
Yeah.
debate that we had was so productive. We
Yes.
listen. Without COVID, this thing would already be where it's
Gone. It'd
going.
be gone.
And
Yep.
and let me tell you, I headed to Brazil. Uh, I brought this up because I have to tell people you're floating all the way to Voss. That's it. You want? I can't get this guy to fly. That's what I'm talking about. It's Voss. I have to set you out on something. I can't get him to fly. I've tried to put him on so many airplanes over the years. He won't do it. He's flown to
Oh,
Play toxic.
he's all over the United States to help.
man, listen, I had a bad flight one time, man. I was going to LA to Keisha Cole's release party. And man, that flight was the bumpiest flight, but also it dropped. It hit an air pocket, dude, and it dropped. It literally dropped like some thousands of feet or whatever it was. You know what I mean? So for at least about half a second or a second, it felt like my life was over. You know what I mean? And when I got on that ground, I said, I promised God, I said, look, you get me on this ground, I'm not going back up there.
Well, I think there's only two ways to live, in faith or fear. So I can't have you living in fear anymore. So
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna challenge you to skydiving.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus. You know what? Look, funny story. My aunt Pearl, she had that
Triangle.
on she had that on her bucket list. And she actually went skydiving. She was 69 years old. And
Love it.
she went out there and skydived, dude, at 69 years old. So if she could do it, I think I could do it, but I'm not gonna do it. But no, 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 okay, wait, maybe I'll think about it. But nah, I'm afraid to fly, man. I got to get over that fear. I'm gonna get over it though, because at the end of the day, there's so many things that I know that I'm gonna have to do. Like, we do got to get over here to Voss, so I gotta get myself together, man. You know what I mean? Real soon here.
Yeah, I've skydived a little bit, and somebody's first flight when at one time we were jumping was the skydive. So like that's next level. Your first time in a plane, you jump out of it. Pretty.
And see, you know what? I bet I'm gonna tell you something. Real talk. I bet that would solve my whole problem
It
because
would.
Yeah, because I would be like, okay, I already jumped out of a plane, so
Yeah,
can't even be more scary than that. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I survived. No problem.
So let me ask you this. So maybe I could do it like I could go to that place. What is the Sky Zone or something? I should probably try there first.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're the one you could practice.
Yeah. Brilliant idea. You don't even have to leave Earth, Brian. That is brilliant, don't you think? Just go to the make believe sky and make believe that you jump out of a make believe plane, and then the subconscious will follow you all the way back to the real plane.
That's real though. I bet it probably will too, RJ. I ain't gonna lie.
RJ, I think if you could just give a brief overview of what Voss is for people watching, because they may not be familiar with it.
Well, Voss is a upcoming event in Brazil that showcases sports, culture, the arts. Basically, gives an opportunity. Voss absolutely means you in Spanish or Portuguese groups or whatever you want to spell it. But when people see Voss, we're actually trying to teach people another lesson as part of the cultural curve. And you know, the mainstay of that program is to be able to reach school age households with a message that is not politicized, that actually focuses on things that they have concerns over, and actually helps benefit schools and individuals that are involved quite tremendously. I mean, we put over 700,000 households in that program in our beta. That's not easy to do. We did that in 90 days, and we literally had to stop the registration because it was our first time as a beta. We didn't even know we were going to have a successful stream, but we did. We hit 62 countries in 3 days. It was flawless. And it was an amazing experience for everyone involved, including the nonprofit beneficiaries, the owners of Life is Beautiful Music Festival. And that's all we're doing is we're using the arts and sports to reach the school as a whole, basically. And I think that hybrid is kind of what my mentor in Seattle had told me a few years back was, Randall, can we get back to amateur sports? What can you do to help, or who he was the former founder of? How can we attract younger audiences? And I said, you can't. Your grandpa's cable network and the streamers. So until you understand that, you can't change your approach. So I think, for all of us, Voss is an opportunity. The venue seats over 70,000 people. It's one of the biggest venues in southern Brazil. RVR1 is a fantastic organization already in the schools there. They have challenged us, and I felt compelled to literally help try to identify that program as a way to allow the amateur athlete back into the scope with all the NIL, with all the money that floats around, all the pro players in the pro-am. That's why it's called pro-am. And in this case, Voss is going to give that back to the innocence of those juniors and seniors and middle schoolers who are all looking at that event and saying, hey, one day I want to go compete in Voss. And that's what we're trying to establish in the annuity of that. And of course, Toxic knows, he's met them. The unique nature of my background are my mentors, being who they are. Created 24-hour television as we know it, one of them, and one helped build the way that we communicate today, including the first Apple with Steve Jobs. And I'm proud to have learned from Bob Hinkle and Bill Rasmussen and all these people with my history. And I felt compelled to reach out to even Toxic months ago and say, Toxic, I need you to step up and go to Brazil. And I knew he didn't fly. But you're talking about me trying to shatter every record known to man, and we're going to do it, and he'll tell you why, and we'll do it off the record. We already know what we know. We paid millions of dollars to find out. Now it's time for the schools to benefit and for music and the culture and the arts, all within that 2 weeks every year, to exemplify what it is we're trying to understand, and that's each other.
Thank you, thank you. I see the common thread of trying to help children, You know, Toxic, you're doing through music, you're doing it through schools and sports, and it's
Yes,
phenomenal.
man.
Yeah,
Yes,
phenomenal.
man. Yes, man. I've always appreciated, like from the first time I met RJ, I appreciated what he'd been trying to do with the program for a while here. And we've been pushing this initiative for a while, man, and we had some great experiences with it. And we're looking for this next one to be even more powerful, man, and just really to accomplish what we need to accomplish. And it seems like everything is aligning anyway because we're all you know, really focused in on helping communities here and abroad. You know what I mean? So that's what's important, man. So I'm just excited to get the ball rolling, man, in every way I can. I got to jump here, guys. I got another thing happening. But man, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. RJ, man, I love you, brother, and
Me
you
too.
know, Nash, love you too, bro. You killed over here, man. But much love, man, and let's get it. Let's make some big things happen.
Let's
Now,
go.
I don't want to, I don't expect to get any recall from this, but if I can say so myself, Tox, if you could just welcome Brian into the family,
Oh yeah,
it would be fine.
100%, 100%. You family now, brother, and you locked in with us, man. You locked in with me for sure, man. 100%.
Appreciate it.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We can't help him in the courtroom, but at least on the street, we know he's going to be just fine.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we got her. We got her.
Standing still isn't an option. We must adapt, innovate, and push our boundaries. This is how we secure a prosperous